Hey, hello. Playing Half-Life 2 right now. We're just gonna get right into the first cutscene since we're to know each other. So, Alex, or if any variant of the name, cool with. And we're gonna be playing some Half-Life 2. So the age-old story of this game, it dates back all the way. What? Oh, no, very low. Hopefully this is better. This should be better. I am now louder. But hello, I'm Allie. If this is better, we're gonna now be playing the video game. So, story of this is that Gordon's been asleep for a long time, and in that time, he's figured out how to basically break the world with his fingertips. So we're going to start doing that right away. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to save load a couple times. Now, we want to do this because this is going to cause two trains to clip inside of each other, and we can use that to clip outside of the trains and skip first little cutscene right there. And if we land on... Oh, we didn't land on it. We could land on that door thing a little bit faster, but this is okay. So we're going to be running into our first little cutscene here, where we're going to be running into an old friend from the first game, or friend or not friend, depending on if you're a runner or not. So I'm going to give my host Big Law some time to read some nice words.
All right. We got $9 from Bash Prime saying, it's the gamer number. I'm assuming that's when we were at 1269, but we have since updated the total. Also, people moving furniture.
Whoops. Also, let me know how the how Big Law's audio is, because I could boost that also during this cutscene. So something we're doing there is we're teleporting some NPCs, just basically forcing them to the end of their position by bonking them in the head. So here's our good friend Barney. And Gordon doesn't care about anything that he's talking about. He's already seen this reality dozens of times before. He knows everything that's about to happen. So he's just not very interested. Gordon's basically realized he's a video game character at this point. So he basically just doesn't really care about anything going on in the game world. And therefore, we're just going to be jumping around and pretending like we're a tiny baby in a jungle gym. And if you want to be cute, you can take the bucket and you can like stack a book on it like this. This is what people will do for fun. I don't do this normally, mainly because I'm bad at it. You can also see this is fun. Look at this lamp. So here we go. We're going to actually play the video game now. So we're going to get started with the second map of the run. The first thing I'm going to do is something you're not going to be able to see, but it's a save delete. Basically what I did there was I created a save to a file that Windows cannot save as a file. So basically the name is a very long string of characters that is valid for the in-game console for this game to make a save, but is not valid in Windows for a file name. So because of that, it will cause that file to never actually be created, but the game will still think it has been created. And in order to make sure we don't like soft lock or whatever, it will create or give us a default save that we can use to not lose. So, more importantly, we're going to be moving on to the biggest skip in the entire game, which is something I could very easily fail. We're going to give it a couple tries. But it's quite a long skip, so it's going to be called Red Letter Day Skip. Where'd my bucket go? It just vanished. What the heck? So we're going to take this bucket. We're not going to let it fall out of reality this time. I don't know. But either way, more importantly, we're going to rub this bucket against this tire. If we do it just right, it's going to just fly off in the distance, and then we can do the same thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use this nice little weird glitch that we have to do some wacky stuff. So the first wacky we're going to do is we're going to watch a cutscene that we've never really watched before. So this skip was found at around like halfway through 2019, I want to say. Before that, we've pretty much never watched this cutscene. So this is a brand new thing for the speedrun for us. It's quite exciting. But either way, to continue on with the skip, one of the aspects of this skip is that when we crouch in the air, the position we crouch at is going to get stored, and we can hit that with a prop, and our momentum in that direction is going to be preserved, so we're just going to fly off in this direction. And the only way we can stop it is by uncrouching. Now that we're up here, we're going to do an ABH sequence. Thank God. Okay, this is looking good. So that ABH sequence, the whole purpose of that was to set up our hitbox by crouching in the air at a particular position with a lot of speed. And what that's going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to execute another weird aspect of this this glitch state that we're in, where if we touch this this prop right here, we're going to teleport back to the position that we set up at the invisible area of the map. So what we need to do is, using the coordinates in the top right, we're going to very, very precisely line ourselves up to the 100th of a unit. 7936.04 is what we're looking for. It's got to go up more. And then once we do that, there we go. We can walk into the prop. And if we play our cards right, we can skip the entirety of Red Letter Day. So this is the longest cutscene in the game, and now we're done with it. So that's nice. So now we're going to do another save delete. So this is going to give us the suit that we were supposed to get on the last map. So we don't actually have to go through the cutscene in order to get the suit, which is a good thing, because otherwise we would have to watch the entire cutscene, and that would be no fun. So we're going to not say hi to Barney because we talked to him long enough. Gordon doesn't like to make friends. And we're going to use that little ramp, that makeshift ramp we made, in order to get over that fence. So something that's really cool about the movement in this game is because you can get such ridiculously high speeds with the movement, which I haven't even described yet, which I'll get to in a little bit. But because you can go so fast with the movement, if you hit any sort of ramped surface at all, you can get like an immense amount of speed from it. For instance, if you hit that dumpster in the perfect way, you can skip this prop climb, which saves a good couple seconds. So to explain the movement real quick, basically, there's two different versions of this game. There's the old engine and the new engine. We're on new engine right now. New engine came out in 2007. This game was ported to new engine in 2009. The main difference between the two versions is the movement. Old engine had forward bunny hopping, similar to like Half-Life 1 and Quake. This game has the ABH movement that you're seeing right now. And the reason this works is that they wanted to patch out the traditional bunny hopping, but they didn't do a very good job of it, and they made it very easy to get around it by just looking backwards or holding S to make the game think you're going backwards. So because of that, they made something that is exponentially faster than traditional bunny hopping and allows us to beat this game very, very quickly, despite the limited amount of glitches that new engine has compared to old engine, where old engine has a trick called save warping, which is incredibly powerful. So we're now going to wait for some barrels, because the gate behind us will not open until we destroy a couple of these barrels. Depends, I believe, on which ones are destroyed. So I think the last like 3 or so that fall down you have to get rid of, but because they explode, you just kind of end up getting rid of all of them. I didn't do the movement. I'm so sad. If you hit that little like hill right there, you can like ramp off of it and go over the fence. It's really neat. So we're going to not do that. We're going to try again. We're going to use this barrel to boost ourselves through the water a little bit. And we're going to jump over this gap, making our way into the next map. Got them bars. You hear that? Either way, having a good time. So, Gordon, again, understands that he's in a video game. We've talked about this before. So coming up on the following maps, Gordon's going to pull some strings and really, really just break the world apart in all sorts of completely normal and usual ways that work within the realm of Source. Gordon understands that he's in Source, and he understands the limitations of the engine. So this is a Manhattan Mac. He's going to tell us about the manhacks. And we're just going to let him die because saving is not fast. And he's fine, I think. I mean, his name's Manhack Matt. He's got to know what he's doing, right? Plus, we got to deal with them ourselves. And we're going to use this barrel to boost. Oh, I didn't do it right. And this is the hardest jump in the game right here. There we go. It's not actually, but just pretend it is. And we're basically just going to run away from all these cops. This is just a lot of running away from cops in this part of the game. So, another aspect of the video game analogy or the video game storyline that I'm trying to lay on you is, in this game, compared to Half-Life 1, the AI is a lot less smart, a lot more basic, a lot more traditional than the AI in Half-Life 2, which kind of makes sense given the theming of the game, where these are all clones that are going to behave the exact same way, all like the Metro cops. They're all clones of the same poor human who ended up getting chosen for the cloning. So they're all going to act pretty much the exact same way, and that kind of results in Gordon being incredibly powerful compared to his previous game, and he can basically just murder anything he wants to. So basically, all I'm really getting at is that Gordon's basically God in this game. There's just literally nothing anyone can do to Gordon Freeman after we get out of this next little bit here. So we're going to start off the boatless section of the game. This is one of the two big movement sections of the run. Well, every section of this game is a movement section, really, but like these are the big ones. So there's an airboat back there, but we're not going to get it because that is stupid. So instead, what we're going to do is we're just not going to get the boat. And normally at this part of the game, when you touch this goo water, the game would give you some white flashes and try to attempt to give you seizures. But thankfully, we recently allowed us to remove that function from the game. So now we don't have to get headaches when we play the game, and people with epilepsies can watch the speedrun. It's fantastic. So anyway, we're just going to do some ramps and some cool Tony Hawk or Gordon Hawk skating. And we're also going to defy God right here by doing a glitch. So, everyone knows that glitches are sin or something, I don't know. But either way, what we're going to do here is we're going to put the airboat just at the precipice, that's a word, right? There you go, of this map. What this is going to do is that when we enter the boat, we're going to skip past this trigger that I keep hitting because I'm not doing the best. So now we're outside of the normal map. And now what we're going to do is we're going to drive backwards into this cliff, and we're going to get out of the vehicle such that the vehicle doesn't follow us back onto this map, and now we can fly through everything. So the reason this works is that the airboat temporarily gives you this state called no clip that we have right now, and we can basically preserve that state by deleting the airboat before we can fully get out of it. So now we're going to touch this barnacle because we cannot get off of this map. We can't move on in the game if we have no clip enabled. So that was actually just worthless, and I just wanted to show it off for funsies. Not actually, by the way. It becomes important later, but just ignore it for now. Nothing unusual here. Well, actually, there is something a little bit unusual. Remember when I said I'm basically invincible? Now I'm pretty much literally invincible. The only thing that will do, or bullets and melee attacks will not do any damage to me meaning the only damage I can take is from explosives, from falling, and from environmental hazards for the rest of the game, pretty much. Excuse me while I just kind of attempt to do some movement here. But that's not even the important aspect of this trick that we have right now. We're going to get to that later. And by the way, all these sections of this chapter rather, all of these sections are incredibly long and involve taking the airboat around with you to go to various little outposts that the Combine sets up and basically lead the Combine to the safe science lab that you're supposed to not lead them to, but for some reason they just figure, yeah, they're following us all the way there. They're not going to realize that this is our safe house. No way. We're safe here. For all real purposes, Gordon's definitely being tracked by, if not only the Combine, probably like everybody. But what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get through this, if I can speak, we're trying to get through this goo tunnel. There we go. We're going to get some donos in soon, don't worry. Got some cutscenes coming up. Oh, shut up. Don't worry. But either way, what we're going to be... what we needed to do there is we needed to go quite quickly there to make sure we didn't lose too much HP. And now what we're going to do is we're going to try to do some more Tony Hawk verts off these pipes. You know Big Law.
I know.
You already know. And hopefully we'll be able to get through this goo. We can't, so we're going to reload and try again. There we go. This should work. It's not going to work. We need to try one more time. So the difficult part about this is that you don't have a lot of HP, and there's a lot of things that are blocking your path right there. So we have a good solid amount of HP here, pretty much exactly how much we need, because this helicopter can't do anything. Forgot about that. This helicopter can't do anything. The fall damage can do things. That's what we got to worry about. But basically, it doesn't really matter that we're at 1 HP, because we can very easily control our taking fall damage just by landing into these ramps like so. All of these ramps that you see, there's a trick in Source called ramp. There's a trick in Source called ramp bugging, and basically what it is that if you go into a ramp at a pretty with a lot of horizontal speed in particular, and some vertical speed, like if you're falling from a great height, you can cancel all of your fall damage and kind of transfer your momentum into the slope. And we're going to use slopes here to just avoid all this goo water. And now the important thing about that trick we did earlier is that we can just go through all the walls in the game. Go back 2.5 years ago, this is literally the holy grail of tricks in this game. This is the final frontier. Well, this wasn't the final frontier, but this is what we envisioned the final frontier of this game looking like, was being able to just clip through any wall just by jumping into a prop like so. It literally couldn't have been more perfect. We knew about this trick a while before it came into this version of the game, but now that we have it in New Engine, this run went from being kind of duty, kind of bad, kind of smelly, kind of stinky, to being really nice. Can I stop taking fall damage? So what we're doing here is called Chili Launch, named after runner Chili and such. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to not take fall damage, but we're also trying to get a ramp there. There we go. That works. I guess. Yeah, why not? That's weird, but sure, why not? And we normally would be swimming through the water there, but I spent enough time on this map to know that I don't want to be here anymore. So now we're just going to skate through these tunnels like usual. Nothing to see here. This map's really cool, actually. I like this map a lot. One of the more fun movement maps in the game, because there's nothing that really needs to stop you from the beginning of the map to the end. You can keep just one movement sequence if you're really good. That's obviously the whole the end goal for any speed run, right? Is just do everything in one shot. Don't ever fuck up. Don't ever mess up. Whatever. But in this game, it's even worse to do that. Can we do it? We can't do it. I could have landed on this upper platform to continue my ABH sequence there, but that is really hard. And now we're going to get some health because we have not enough health from this box. And now we have one more map of Boatless before we lead the Combines straight to our friends. Like, seriously, this next map, we're supposed to fight a helicopter, and then not even like 100 yards away is like the safe house we're supposed to be staying at. Like, I don't know who thought this was gonna be more than like a 10-minute safe house, but like, it's like, I'll show you where it is as soon as I get over this fence, because it's literally just over this fence. You see, like, there's a helicopter coming from right there, and here's the base. Like, it's not even hidden. It's in the open. There's a tower. There's a radio mast. They're gonna look at this. Like, you could, like, the door is locked, but, like, I don't know. It didn't really seem to help when they did come. I don't know. Man, imagine the video game not having a crystal clear writing narrative in all aspects. Either way, we got some cutscenes here. So, Big Ol, I'm gonna give you the mic.
All right, we've actually gotten a couple of donations since this run started. We got $80 from Pixel Bear saying, let's see this game be destroyed. And well, I think we're already kind of there. So, doing great stuff. We got $5 from Boring Cactus saying, hey, Allie, good luck with the run.
Hi.
$5 from Rillabelle saying, Neum.
Hi, Rilla.
And $1 from Beckerman84 saying, good luck to all the runners.
And thank you, Baku. So this is our good friend, Dr. Mossman. We took her job, so, like, she likes us? We don't actually know. Excuse me, we don't actually know. I just, like, choked on air a little bit there. Excuse me. Either way, I don't know if she likes us or if she doesn't like us, because, like, we got hired at Black Mesa over her back in the 90s, back in the olden times, good old days when people called her Judy Moss. Either way, she might have a lot of vendetta against me, and she might betray us once or twice or more. Who knows? More importantly, we need to speed up this cutscene because I'm already getting a little bored. Like listen to how boring she is. She's just blah, 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 blah. Science, whatever. No one cares. It's a video game. We want to shoot stuff. So we're gonna get away from her. Stop listening to her, and we're gonna go into her office without permission because there's a trigger in here we need to hit, and we're gonna leave her office so that she never knows that we went in there. And now we can say hi to Mega Man. This is my petition to Games Done Quick. Please accept my run. There's Mega Man in it. Thank you. More importantly, we need to block Mossman from being able to talk to us. So we just don't want her to get any closer. Come on, lady. Let's try that one more time. So we don't really want her talking to our friend or Mega Man back there. So we need to block her with this prop here for a little bit. What this is actually doing is that the trigger that will continue this cutscene and start the second third of it, basically happens when no one says anything for a period of time. So if we block her for long enough, then Alex will just spawn. And oh, we got permanent Mega Man too. Normally, so that thing in his arm, that Mega Buster looking thing, it's supposed to be in there right now. The Vortigaunt's supposed to take it from him and stuff it in that hole. But he's currently gotten like the Deus Ex like Mega Man augmentation. Like for you know. So this part of the game is really cool. We can't look directly at anything because it'll lose time, but like you can see that like Earth surrenders, and we can move over here just to make sure we don't look at anything. Because if we look at something, Eli will start talking and it will delay the cutscene. Like look at that brain, or whatever it is. That's cool. We can look at the one of these is cool. I think it's the Big Book of Big Text or something. Yeah, there it is. Anyway, if you have more donations, go ahead.
Yeah, of course. We got $48 from Bash Prime saying, shout out to all the elite gamers showing off their elite skills this weekend. This week, this marathon is super elite, and it's all going to elite cause. That cause being able gamers. Be sure to donate throughout the weekend.
you can like you can get like props stuck under people's feet like that, and if the prop is tall enough, they'll like do like the stanky leg. It's really good. It happened to me on accident during the Barney cutscene once with a bucket, and I was laughing pretty hard at that. So more importantly, we're gonna try to speed up this next part of the cutscene. This clip doesn't matter, so this doesn't really matter that it is just making me want to cry. But like that's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use that barrel, and using the barrel, we're going to clip out of the room that we're about to go into because it's fast. So we're gonna bring the barrel with us. We're gonna plop it right down there. As soon as the door starts closing, we can ABH out of the room and we can skip past a little invisible wall that would have prevented us from getting back here. So this skips getting the gravity gun. If you remember that thing from the video game, that's not going to be a thing. I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint all the gravity gun fans. We're going to Gravity Gun Town. They literally call it Gravity Gun Town. They call it Fizztown or something. My titles got messed up somehow. That's interesting. It's like not playing any of my like title names or like the save game option or the save game thing in the middle of my screen. That's weird. Either way, this is Fizztown. What we're gonna do in Fizztown is we are going to jump over everything and we're gonna be out of here really quickly because this is really scary. There are zombies. That's all I got. There you go. That was the joke. Thank you very much. But we're going to click through the floor there. We can just walk into objects and it will make our hitbox go through the ground, which is pretty cool. We're going to grab a SMG nade here and we're going to do a double grenade boost. So we're going to place this grenade right here. And we're going to time our SMG nade so that we can surf off of this fence and make it over there, skipping the crescendo killing zombie sequence, talking with Father Grigori at this part. We don't even see Father Grigori. Fan favorite of Half-Life VR AI, not showing up in the video game. So we're basically almost done with town at this point. We just have this last map left. We're going to drop into the mines. And we're going to drop further into the mines, surfing off these rocks to avoid taking fall damage. And we want to stand in this barrel and start sprinting a little bit before we clip. This is the one contribution to the game that I found, so I'm going to explain the 0 second time save for you guys. So that clip. It preserves your sprint because you spend less time underwater, and it saves anywhere from 0 to like a quarter of a second. So basically, I'm the only reason that the world record is as good as it is. Because if not for me, then it would be like potentially like a whole second slower. And imagine what kind of world we would live in without that. And also, this map, there's two realities. There's one where the SMG nade is in the car, or one where it's in the car, and it's currently in the car. It's in this car instead. So that's cool. That's a cool random luck thing. I don't know if it's RNG. I don't know anything about anything, but it can spawn in either of those cars, and if it spawns in the one it did on this run, then it's slightly slower. It's unfortunate. Anyway, we're on coast. We're gonna get the car. Haha, made a joke there. And this is going to be the real Tony Hawk part of the run. Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage. I made it, but I was holding space, which doesn't work. Let's try that again. So this is probably one of the cooler parts of the run where we're just going to be kind of flying over all these giant maps and going directly to the end of them. This part of the game, you're supposed to take the Jeep with you and you're supposed to drive it around all of these different coastlines, helping some friends along the way. Like on this, on that map there, we were supposed to stay at an outpost and destroy a helicopter with some friends. But they're going to be fine on their own. They're called Little Odessa, if you want to know their name. But This map we entirely skip. Look at this. This is the end of the map right here, and we're just going there right now. This is coast. This has been this way for so many years at this point. Like, this has been like this since like 2012, 2013, pretty much since people started running this. You've been able to skip the car with no problem. Originally, boatless, the similar movement section that we did earlier, it only became possible with the inclusion of some glitches that we were not using prior, namely save delete. We did not allow it, or they did not allow it forever ago. I'm not going to say we because I had no part of this, but they didn't allow it forever ago. And once it was allowed, people realized you could use it to spawn the airboat, which would allow you to do a certain map that you otherwise would not have been able to do. But this chapter again is this part of the game has basically been the same since the game came out, or since people started speedrunning New Engine. It definitely changed a lot over the course of the years. But anyway, over the course of since it came out. But more importantly, what we're gonna do on this map is we're gonna try to do a cool. We're gonna try to not do that. So this is a little bit of a problem with these parts of the game, is that you're not supposed to be on your feet for these sections, so you'll just kind of randomly hit some small hills and then you'll go flying into the stratosphere. And being in the air in this game is not where you want to be. Unlike most games where unlike most Source games where you want to be in the air to like air strafe, in this game and in Portal, where you are ABHing, you actually want to be on the ground as much as possible, or you want to be like getting back to the ground as much as possible, because you get all of your speed off of the jump in these games, unlike in games like Half-Life or Quake, where you get all your speed from air strafing in the air, so you want to avoid hitting the ground as much as you can in those games. Just kind of an interesting distinction between similar runs. I need these. This is like the coolest thing in the game, in my opinion, the coolest map. Let's see if I can do it. I can't do it, apparently. Excuse me, I need to get through. I got places to be. I gotta go visit my uncle in jail. He downloaded The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time ROM on coolroms.com, and Nintendo got him. So we're gonna make our way over to the prison to go see our uncle. If I could hit this ramp. I did this really cool in practice earlier today, jumping off some roofs like I was Spider-Man or something, but I can't do it. There we go. Remember, illegally downloading video games off the internet is a crime punishable by death. Everyone knows it. At least Nintendo does. XD. Either way. Let's go to the prison. We're going to do a cool big launch here. And part of the big launch is we need to go in the water. We're going to have to do a little bit of a wacky backup launch to see if we can figure something out. Okay, that's one. Okay, we can't figure this out. Sometimes you can, like, something that's really fun about this game is that you can, like, very much, like, salvage messed up setups for certain tricks. That one I couldn't. At least I didn't want to try to. So, like, even though I didn't get the perfect setup of getting the last little bit of speed in like the shallow water there on my first attempt, I went for it anyway to see if I could somehow make it up. Because when you get, like, basically getting really good at this game is not necessarily doing the perfect movement stuff more consistently, but it's just like kind of knowing how to do things quickly, but also knowing how to recover incredibly quickly if you need to change plans. Like figuring out if it's going to be best to load a save, figuring out if it's going to be best to do or to like take a do a different trick or something like that. Like there's a lot of room for variance. Anyway, we're finally going to get to the prison that I've been talking about by jumping through this wall, this crate. Excuse me, buddy. Excuse me, I just need to get through the wall. So something about Quick Clip that I haven't mentioned yet is that it's not perfect. I mean, you're kind of seeing that right now. So some of the negative side effects of Quick Clip are it doesn't work sometimes for reasons unknown. When you stand on top of props, you slide around like a maniac and you can't actually stand still. And you also will end up clipping through the ground. So standing on top of props for things is kind of like a bit hard. Speaking of, oh, we did it. You basically need to, like, if you want to jump off a prop, you basically need to crouch for like a quarter of a second before you can actually jump off of it, which is really annoying, but it's not really a huge deal. So we're going to jump into this green cabinet, which will clip us diagonally into the room that we're in now. We're going to miss that clip, and we're going to try it again. And we're going to skip this whole map by doing a double grenade boost with that laser, with that trip mine on the ground, rather. I could not hit a ceiling on my way. There we go. And then we can quick clip with this crate. These boxes are generally some of the best things to clip with when they're in that particular orientation. So something I want to get into with this quick clip trick, something that I think is a kind of a cool little narrative to tell to all the fans, all the viewers, all the speedrunners, all the video gamers out there, is that basically this kind of how this section of the run progressed over the years. So going into this next map here, Prison 06, there's been 3 major routes for the map. The first one was watching the really long cutscene, self-explanatory on why that's bad. As time goes on, we find a trick called prop clip, similar to the quick clip we're doing now, but it was took a lot longer to do. It was pretty much entirely luck-based, nothing you could do to control it, and also it involved void clipping, which is basically 3 minutes of hitting the save load key on your keyboard, which is no fun. So it was a way of skipping all those insane cutscenes, but it was also awful. But now we have quick clip, which basically, I say that word a lot when I do these marathons, I tend to notice, so you can make fun of it if you want, but either way, more importantly, quick clip allows for all of these things to be skipped so quickly and makes this map so much fun, which is never something that anyone thought would be possible. No one thought Prison 06 could be fun. And yet quick clip just happens to make everything good in this game. So I'm going to try to do a cool little trick here that a little movement setup for this trick that I found. I didn't find the trick, I just found the movement setup. But I needed to actually do it. Not like that. Stop. I'm going to try it one more time. I didn't get it. So, well, I guess I'm trying it again because I hit the button on accident. Okay. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to clip into the ground, into this room, but you're supposed to do it without moving that second barrel like I did there. But I'm sad. And also I haven't like played this game or not enough, so I haven't practiced that. So now we're on the last 2 maps of Prison, but you might notice that I don't know what you would notice. I was implying that I have splits and that the next split was going to be really long, but that's not how this works. Either way, we're going to clip through the ground. We're doing save load clips here. This is kind of like what that void clip thing was like, except you had to be perfect on your timing with the save loads, like 70 times in a row. And it also took like 4 minutes, but it didn't make the game timer move at all, so it was faster game time, but it took longer real time, which is just like the worst. Absolutely the worst. Like I don't know who decided that was okay, but it's not okay. Either way, what is okay is this game now. Coming up on the next map, we're going to have one of the few cutscenes that this game has left, which is quite something to say. This map here was like an incredibly long cutscene, like 3 minutes or so, something like that. Now we just can clip through the ground with ease because we can... when you have quick clip, you can just move props inside of you instead of having to rub your face against them and hope that you clip into the ground. Buddy. So now we're going to be doing something... that looks like a void clip, but I can assure you is not a void clip, because if it was, no one would be doing it. But either way, what we need to do here is we're going to move this prop inside of us so that we clip into the ground like so. And now we're going to throw a grenade here, and right when it explodes, we're going to shoot the ground with this SMG nade. And we're going to lower our FPS to 30. What this does is this makes us lose less height when we're clipping, because clipping automatically drags you down a little bit every time you load a save. Oh, I did it wrong. So we're going to have to do all that again. That's no fun. So we're going to try it again. We're going to grab the thing. We're going to move it in the corner and do that. Oh. Come on. There we go. We're going to move it in the corner. Boop. There we go. Gordon's not a speedrunner. He's a physicist. He just understands the world around him. He understands he's in a video game world. He's not necessarily speedrunning. He's just been here so many times that he just doesn't really want to do anything anymore. He just wants to get it over with so he can go take a nap. So these men are gonna try, or this man's gonna try to kill us, but he's not gonna be able to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this piece of metal and we're gonna put it right there. Someone will appreciate it. Come on. Please don't kill my uncle. Don't kill my uncle. I'm gonna get rid of you. So, yeah, this guy can't hurt us because we have the quick clip still, and remember, we're God. So what we need to do is we need to put this in a particular way. And we'll block Mossman like this. So see, she's just kind of standing there looking at it. She can't figure this out. She's one of the. She wonders why she did not get hired over Gordon at MIT. But like, she just can't figure it out. She's just looking at it, just like, what do I do? Oh God. Anyway, you can read some donations.
Yeah, that really is one of life's great mysteries right there. I'd just like to take this time to talk about some of the incentives we got coming up. So coming up real soon, we got Area 51 running Super Mario World, and there is an incentive to do the sandbar. That incentive is listed at $85. We're at $19 right now, so if we get some donos in for that, that would be sick. And also just take a second to plug the Yeti. They got a Midwest Speed Fest shirt going on right now, so if you just want to do yourself a favor, snag one of those shirts, type !shirt in chat, and pick one up. Costs $20, and a quarter of your purchase will go to support able gamers.
All right. So the reason we wanted Mossman to wait there is because now her activating this is going to cause the elevator to come back down, and normally we have to wait for it to go up. Basically, we're just activating the second part of the cutscene first, which is faster. Come on, do it. No, he's going to live. He sinks into the ground for some reason, though. It's really, really silly. And while the men are trying to murder us, we're going to get some health. While the singular men is trying to murder us, we're going to get some health. And we're going to go inside of the telly. And we're going to go up this elevator. So instead, we're going to do a grenade boost. And thankfully, we're in the change level trigger, so we will be able to continue to Kleiner's lab. And now, we got this nice gun here. It's got an orb launcher, which is the only important thing about it, because we can shoot this, and now we can clip. Otherwise, we couldn't do this clip. Shoutouts to someone who since disappeared from the community named Carrot Nose for finding this. Either way, I have the community gold on this map, so I assume all authority on any discussion involving it. More importantly, it's a pretty cool strat where, excuse me, where you basically you throw a grenade and then grab this crate that we're going to use to clip through this gate before the grenade blows up, because you have to wait for the grenade to blow up anyway. So might as well finish one of your accomplishments before the grenade blows up. You know, either way, we're in City 17 now. This is the revolution part of the game. We are overthrowing our fascist rulers and tearing down their towers of the old man. Dr. Breen is the villain of the game, who is the Earth's like representative for the Combine. He's basically just like he's just like a suck up to the people, to the Combine. He's like that one person you work with who's just always trying to like schmooze up the boss to, you know, get a nice promotion or whatever. So on this map, we're going to do something real neat. We're going to do not 1, not 2, but 3 grenade boosts. Wowzers, that's crazy. And now we're going to clip downwards to get into the basement by walking into some tables. You know, the usual. And now, thank you. I timed that really nicely. That was planned, totally. So this is a map where normally we would have to wait for around like a minute or so for this dude to detonate some C4, but I wonder what we're gonna do. Are you guys surprised? Wow, that's crazy. I've never seen that before. So something I will admit about this game is that it does get a bit samey after a while. Like a lot of City 17 was quite different on the old version of the game, but with Quick Clip, it's so powerful, it's so strong, it's so incredible that like nothing else matters anymore. It's literally just, okay, get through the wall, clip through the wall, now you're at the end, continue. Do some movement in between. It's still absolutely fantastic. Like, this game has never been... I would argue it was never a good run before this, but some people would disagree with that, of course. Some people enjoyed this game before Quick Clip was a thing, but I would argue this game was pretty bad before Quick Clip. To speedrun, that is. But since Quick Clip, it's blossomed into being an absolute beauty of a speed game. There's so little downtime, and the downtime that's there is almost even welcoming, because it's like... right after the hardest part of the game, Boatless, you get a nice like couple-minute break where you can watch Eli, and unlikely that you'll lose a lot of time on that chapter, so you can just take it easy, get some water, take a little bit of a sippy, use the bathroom, all that good stuff. Like, having a speedrun where you can take a bathroom in the middle of the run, absolute bless. Absolute bless. Either way, this is a new trick. Found by the one and only Ziaz, or Z's if you're me, where you can fly up here like so. And that is quite fast. And then we can do a grenade boost to hit a trigger right here, which is going to allow us to jump over this gap. That's a very recent change to that map that has had the same strat for that one for like 5 years or something. If you hit that tiny little lip in the right way, you can fly right to the end, but it's quite difficult to do. Again, this game has a lot of like variants in the strats that you can attempt. There's like obviously something that's the fastest, but like especially on the sections like Boatless and Coast, there's so much freedom to just kind of do whatever the hell you want. If you get a funky launch, and then you can recover it in some funky way, and it's just a good time. No, not any run is the same when you play this game. It's too varied. The ABH movement is too crazy for anything to go the same. The quick clipping is quite inconsistent, you could say, so that could make it a bit wacky. But like, there's just like random chances that you can do some of the coolest movement that you'll ever see in your entire life. And like, that's what I speedrun this game for personally, is you can just randomly pop off and get the sickest gold that anyone's ever seen. And it doesn't matter what rank you are in the leaderboards. Like, for some reason, like almost like every top level runner has one map that you're just like undoubtedly have the best gold on. And I think that's really nice to see. Yeah, that clip, that big clip with the launch, that's one of the hardest clips in the game. It's a very precise lineup with on the wall. This is also quite hard because it just doesn't like to work. But that one is really tricky. I'm glad I got it as quickly as I did. We're going to murder these men. We're going to do a bit of a rocket jump. Getting my TF2 experience on. I'm going to do another grenade boost to get over this fence. Drop down, Dr. Freeman. And we hit that little burning tree trunk there, and it let us get over the that gap, which is pretty cool. And now we're going to do dumpster launch. Remember that dumpster at the beginning of the game I mentioned you could launch off of? Well, watch this. Wow. So we're on the last map of City 17 now, so we're about to head into the Citadel. Dr. Freeman. And we can pick this up, this garbage. And we can put the garbage sideways against here, and if we jump into it, we have to smack our feet against it, and we can clip down to the ground. And now we're going to have to say goodbye to Quick Clip. We would lose it either way on this map, so we're getting rid of it in order to get some more HP back, because we're going to need a lot of this HP. So what we're going to do here is we're going to walk off this edge, looking just past this thing. I don't know why it took so long to line that up, but don't worry about it. And that allows you to fall all the way to the bottom of this part of the Citadel without actually having to go around. And now we're going to do a very cool rocket jump. And I was going to learn a new trick for this called Citadel O2 skip. Unfortunately, it is ridiculously impossible, and I was not able to get good enough at it. It basically would skip this like 2-minute sort of, not skip this 2-minute cutscene here. The heck? There we go. It wouldn't skip this cutscene here, but it would be a lot of cool movement that you could do throughout it instead. But instead, we have a cutscene. So, Big Law, you can take it away.
All right. I just want to say we got a new incentive that's actually dropped just right now. So, got a cutscene glitch showcase for Kingdom Hearts Final Mix that was just dropped right now. That is $120. Just check out when that run will be. That'll be tomorrow morning at about 10:57 Eastern Standard Time, ran by Violin SR, so got some time to meet that. And for donations, we got $5 from Zopni. No comment. Thank you for your donation. Much appreciated.
The Citadel is big. That's what the game's trying to tell you. If you didn't get it. In fact, if you do get it, then we could do something like this. So just to save up a little bit of time. It's a little bit of time for the marathon. We're gonna speed up the rest of this just because I think we get the idea. We get the idea that the Citadel is big, and I couldn't think of any jokes to do in the interim, so I'm deciding to just continue. So here we go. We're gonna do that for the last cutscene of the game too, just because it's 7 minutes long and no one needs to see that. I can give a TLDR if anyone wants to know. So what we're doing here is we're getting mere inches away from this fizzler, because then if we walk right back into it, where did my rocket launcher go? What the heck? Okay, let's try that again. So we want to take a couple steps out. And we're going to basically throw out our rocket launcher. And then we're going to... Okay. Come on. So I need to pick up the rocket launcher, but I can't pick up the gravity gun before the fizzlers start going. But the game keeps throwing the rocket launcher in such a way that I have to pick up the gravity gun. I keep messing up. I'm crying. There we go. Oh, where is it? Where is it? There we go. We got it. Okay. So what this allowed us to do is save 8 seconds, which I totally did not lose attempting this trick. That scene got cut, yep. I got rid of it.
Look at all that time saved.
I know, that's crazy. Yeah, my real I don't know what my real time for this run's going to be. What I could tell you is I would probably call it not good, but that's okay. It's marathon. We're doing it for the kids. Either way. I don't even have a timer running right now, so please. So I can't even mess up my own splits. And even still, the game timer speeds up with the speed up bind, which is pretty epic, but we still can't use it for runs. But like, it doesn't really even mess up your splits if you're doing like a normal run, which is pretty cool. So we're doing Orb Launch here. a long time ago in mystical, magical fairyland of Finland, a boy named Yuxpa was told to find a setup for this trick that worked, and then he did. And that's the story of Orb Launch. Shoutouts to Yuxpa, based Yuxpa. Unfortunately, I'm messing everything up, so I'm tainting his name by not being able to do the trick because it can be a bit inconsistent still. Because basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to... It's going to kind of get rid of all of you. We're trying to basically... hold on, let me do this. We're trying to get the orb under the console in such a way that it will get caught on the console, and the console will fling us up really high. But it doesn't like to work sometimes. Like, video games. Right. That's me. I'm not going to be running this game too much on my stream, for the record. So there will be other people to watch for that. Follow the Half-Life 2 directory. There's a lot of people streaming this game right now if you want to watch more runs of it. Either way, I'm going to keep saying that too. We are now going to the end of this map. Going to do some nice little forward S-taps for cool style. Excuse me, sir. And now we're going to basically be doing the last action of the game before we're going to look at some people talking real fast. We're trying to get inside of... Oh, I got... What? We're trying to get inside of this pod. But I'm having a bit of a time. Okay, I'm going to delay this for a second. Okay, now we go. Okay, now here's my new strat. That's not it either. Here's my new strat. Okay, we did it. So now we're going to sit inside this pod. It's going really fast. Don't worry about it. So we're going to be coming up on the end of the game here. I'm gonna give it like a couple, about like a minute of the final cutscene, just so we can wrap things up with the commentary and everything. So, TLDR, this cutscene, wow, she betrayed us for the second time. Also, Breen has our uncle. He wants to sell us to the Combine so that he can get more sucking up to boss points. And then Mossman suddenly, when Eli's life is endangered, decides to save us. Wow, for the third time, or for like the 80th time, she can't decide who she wants to be friends with. She's constantly changing sides at the playground. She's constantly going back in, talking to her friends who stay inside, and then going out, playing with her friends outside. She just can't make a decision. So, remember that wacky stuff we did with the boat? We're currently in a vehicle. Same kind of vehicle. Not the same kind. It's a pod instead of it being an airboat. But we're gonna save load for a while. Very anticlimactic. Breen's about to blast us with the thing, and we're just gonna kinda look at the loading screen for a little while. So how are y'all doing? How you doing, Big Law?
I'm doing all right. You know, this game has been quite a treat. Seen some revolutionary speed ups I've never seen before in the speed run. So some new tech being unveiled this marathon, that's for certain.
That is true. And look at this. We can fly again, just like before. So we're just going to go fly up here and beat the game. And we can beat the game while no-clipped, which is pretty funny. So we're just going to throw some balls in the center here. Goody, goody. And then we can go say hi to our friends again. So basically, again, I'll explain this quickly one more time. Vehicles give you no-clip temporarily while you're inside of them. If you can get out of a vehicle without if you can delete a vehicle before you actually leave it, then the game will give you that no-clip. And this is time right here. Now. Yay, I forgot to say that, but, you know, there you go. There it is. There it is. He said it. He said the words. And we can still just fly around if we want to. So we can go say hi to Breen. He'll have a conversation with someone else. He's not paying attention to us. We can also go say hi to Alex again. Oh man, it's thunderstorm outside. That's spooky. Speaking of Alex, Oh, where is she? There you are. Speaking of, she's gonna be the star of your next game, Half-Life Alex. Very fucking cool VR speedrun. Please watch it if you don't care about spoilers. You're not even gonna get spoiled by that much if you haven't played the game yet. Oh, bye. Zoom. But yes, Buffet Time is gonna be taking Half-Life Alex next. Thank you guys for watching this run. If you want to follow me on Twitch, you can. I'm not going to be doing that much Half-Life running for the foreseeable future. This is kind of my send-off for the game for a couple months, but I'm going to be doing casual stuff. And eventually, Ocarina of Time, continue donating to this marathon, get it to 5 million. Let's aim for that. That's what I want to see. Anyway, take it easy, everybody. This is where I get off. Perfect timing. Nailed it. Let's go. Okay, bye.